What kind of people object and why? Think about their personality and/or their frame of mind. Why do people object? Protect themselves. It is their job. Brush you off. Test your conviction. To state a legitimate concern. Thinking out loud. General negativity. Intimidate you. Negotiation tactic. Having a bad day. They're rude. They are not convinced. Perceived value doesn't justify the price or provide a need for change. What kind of people object? Negative people. Dominant personality. Like control, it's their nature. People who are either confused about, misunderstand, or fail to see the value in or justifiable reason for the source of their objection, making an uneducated or unfair comparison. Not all objections are factual. Often they are just statements with little or no foundation. As sales professionals, we study what we are supposed to say and do in the client's presence. We know our lines, but they don't practice theirs. Therefore, an objection will often pop out of their mouths once they realize the sales professional is serious about making a sale. There are instances when a customer will state a false objection for several reasons. There is little or no trust in what they have been told. They may be testing to see if we really believe what we are telling them. They fear making a decision or making the wrong decision. It is a stall tactic to stop or slow down the sale. They feel threatened or out of control. The customer doesn't respond well to pressure. The client has been insincere with the representative and is forced to lie their way out of it. They cannot see the value in what is being said. They don't like the salesperson, and it seems to be the only way to escape from them. Do all salespeople always end up hearing or dealing with the same objections? Why or why not? The answer is no. Do you believe that it is possible to minimize or even eliminate objections from your sales interactions? The answer is yes. How do you accomplish this? Thorough salespeople cover off the basics with prospects, eliminating objections before they arise. They gain a solid understanding of the prospect's mindset and perspective in order to educate and inform them effectively and shift their thinking. They ask more in-depth and better quality questions during the needs assessment in order to drill down deeper into prospect problems so they can offer stronger value for their products and/or services. They have a strong presence and an air of authority, so they are less likely to hear silly, unfounded objections. Prepare and practice. Know your stuff and be confident in yourself. It is very possible that without even knowing that you are doing so, you are creating unnecessary objections. You will draw attention to topics that you would prefer weren't brought up by just thinking about them and being fearful of them. Did you ever notice that when you think, I hope that they don't bring up XYZ, they bring it up? Here we go again. I just know that they're going to see the big white elephant in the room and focus all their attention on it. Everyone else does. What's the point? Why do I even bother? On the left side of the teeter-totter, we have what might be considered the disadvantages or negatives, and on the left side, we have what would be considered the advantages or positive reasons that would motivate a decision or change. Look closely at the content, text, on both sides and in the triangle base as well. When perceived disadvantages are greater than or outweigh perceived benefits, there is a high degree of sales resistance or extreme objections, and you consequently have an unmotivated buyer. By following the steps of the sales process and building value by establishing needs, the salesperson is able to slowly swing prospect perception in a more favorable direction by reducing sales resistance and potential objections. when perceived disadvantages are equal to perceived benefits, there is a medium degree of sales resistance, objections still exist, and you will have a buyer who is on the fence. The best case scenario is when you have a low degree of sales resistance, minimal objections, or they have been completely eliminated, and you then have a highly motivated buyer. How you handle these roadblocks will often be the difference between massive success and mediocrity in sales. For those individuals who seem to get an extreme number of objections, I encourage you to spend more time concentrating on the initial steps in the sales process. The more sophisticated and complex your sales environment is, the more critical this becomes. Once you cover your bases by following a proven sales process and you become confident regarding topics that you originally avoided or hoped didn't come up, that big white elephant disappears. As a matter of fact, you will hope prospects bring up stuff that initially sent you into a panic, and they won't, because these issues are no longer hot topics of discussion. As more and more trivial topics and objections disappear from the conversation, you will know that you are on the right track. And you will find yourself saying, "What elephant?" This is a direct quote from Neil Rackham's book, Spin Selling. Based on real-life, in-field, job shadowing studies and research, it's estimated that salespeople who fail to follow a proven selling pattern or process encounter up to 10 times as many objections per selling hour as those who do.